Today is February 5th, Wednesday, at noontime. So I hope you're in the middle of a great week. Hope you're in the middle of a great day. But it is time for you to take a break and watch me create. So my name is Colleen Magnus. I come to you live every Wednesday at noon Eastern Time on my Creating with Colleen Magnus YouTube channel. And today we are going to create a really fun card using the Sale-A-Bration stamp set that is adorable. It's the little seagulls, y'all. Love them. Friendly seagulls. So we were going to be creating with that. I'm going to be showing you the difference between blends, our marvelous markers, even a blender pen, and the pencils. Many different ways to color. So let me boot up and see who will be joining me today. It takes a minute, but hopefully I will be able to check your comments. Let me see. Let me click here. Let me click on that. Yay, I should be able to see your comments now. So anyways, it is a cloudy day, going to be rainy later in Chesapeake, Virginia, and I'm okay with that. I just spent 4 days in Massanutten with 7 other creative women, and we did scrapbooking. I caught up on a lot of work on the computer I needed to do, made cards. It was an awesome time. Just doing what I wanted to when I wanted to. Get up in the morning, I could do my Bible study. I went for a walk, which I got to tell you, the mountains, you really feel them in the glutes. There is no fast walking. You're just trying to get up the mountain. But great time. But it's good to be home. I always say it's good to go and it's good to get back. And again, I look forward to creating with you today. So without further ado, because I just can't wait to show you this sweet little card, I'm going to turn the camera down and we are going to get started. So hold on. Let me put you that way. All right. Let me snap you in here. All righty then. Let's see how we are. Melinda, hello from West Virginia, and Hilda, I am glad you are here with me. Judy, oh, cold and snowy, Alberta, Canada. Thanks for coming all the way from Canada to watch me, Judy. I prayed for quite a bit of snow this year, and we did get some. I do love the snow, but it's kind of borderline now. Once you start getting into the middle of February, towards the end of February, you're kind of like, I could do spring. I could probably do spring now. So if it did snow again, it wouldn't hurt my feelings because it is only February. And really in Chesapeake, that's when we've had some of our best snowstorms. We're the end of February, early March. So time will tell. Usually it waits till everything blooms and then the freeze comes. I remember putting sheets over my wisteria trees just to protect the blooms. And yesterday it was 70. Today it's supposed to be 41. And tomorrow it's supposed to be 69. So hold on tight, y'all. We're in that Virginia weather's theme. So this is a card. I had so much fun doing this. And I really look forward to creating this card with you today because I'm going to show you how to use the blending brushes, the differences, again, of coloring. We have so many ways to color. But isn't this adorable? It says, hey, friend, I love you more than French fries. And you know what? If you are a seagull, that says a lot. I remember, it's funny, the things that stick with your memory. I was in high school and I was eating lunch in the bleachers. And I'd gone to McDonald's, I had a French fry, and I threw it out, and the seagull came. But not only did that seagull see it and come, about 50 of his friends came, and it brought back flashbacks to when I was a child, and I saw the birds, Alfred Hitchcock. Oh my word, what a freaky movie that was. So never throw your food to the seagulls unless you plan on giving it all to them, because they want it all, and their crew comes in quick. Hey, Mary, let me talk to you for a minute about this. So again, this is a Friendly Seagull stamp set, and this is one of the stamp sets that you can earn free during Sale-A-Bration. So that's Stampin' Up's big sale of the year, and with every minimum purchase, you can choose an item from this catalog. So with the minimum $60 purchase, I was able to get the Friendly Seagulls stamp set, and that is on page 6. But we have lots of great items to choose from designer paper to folders, embossing folders, more stamp sets, embellishments. This is a great tool and a great time to order what you need. So this is Sale-A-Bration, but then what is nice, Sale-A-Bration's only 2 months. So after January, Stampin' Up comes out with a second release. And you've already received this if you get my newsletter. If you don't, please go to creatingwithcolleen.com and request it. But these items have also been added. I mean, look at this. The Sale-A-Bration, the Alphabet a la Mode dies. That is a awesome set of dies that you can get for a minimum $60 purchase. And then you can spell anything you want, whether it's on your card or on your scrapbook page. The beautiful butterflies, photopolymer, punches. Now, all of this is only while supplies last. So they do have a limited amount of the things that are current. And then, of course, they only have a limited amount of here. So don't wait to place your order if this is something that you want. I was placing mine at 11 o'clock last night. I was tired and wanted to go to bed, but I know you don't miss out. You don't delay when it comes to Stampin' Up! Products because they are hot, hot, hot. Everybody loves them. So if you would like to place your order, again, creatingwithcolleen.com. You can do everything there. For, like I said, get my newsletter, place orders, contact me. I would always love to hear from you. But these are Sale-A-Bration items we are using today. So Evelyn, hello from Germany, and Lisa, hello from Minnesota. All my favorite peeps are in the house. Hopefully they'll keep coming. Okay, so this is what we are going to use. And let me show you what we need. Come over here. Okay, what you're going to need to create this, you're going to need a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Misty Moonlight cardstock, and I've already scored that at 4 1/4. And if you don't have this color, it is a gorgeous color. Lighter than Night of Navy, but not like a soft, subtle blue, which is pretty too, but love the Misty Moonlight. Then you're going to need a 3 3/4 by 5-inch piece of basic white. That is for the inside of the card. And for the outside of the card, it's only a 1/4 inch bigger, but so don't get them mixed up. This is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white. And I'm going to emboss this with the 3D Swirly Embossing folder. That's the one that I have. Now you can also, let me see here. You can also, I wish I had this one, but I don't. Can't have everything, but I can try. On page 31 of the mini catalog, this is called Soft Waves 3D Embossing folder. So either one of these works because you have that beautiful swirly look. Then you're just going to need a piece of scrap basic white to stamp your seagulls on. And then here to cut your circle is a 3 1/4 inch square of basic white. And I'm going to be cutting that with the Stylus Shape dies. So y'all take your screenshot and go ahead and then we will get started. Oh, Lindsay, welcome from the Isle of Man. Isle of Man. I don't know where that is. Help me out, Lindsay. But welcome. I'm so glad that you are watching us today. Watching me today. Okay. So I think I'm going to do all the embossing first. So I'll take the outside. I just need the larger 1/4 sheet there. 4 by 5 1/4 in the white. And I always like to show how to cut and emboss because if you're new to Stampin' Up, you may not know. There's so many things we take for granted. So I want to show you, but let me get it all out of the way first. First, I'm going to use the Stylus Shapes to cut my circle. So this is our die cutting machine. And these, I just kind of throw them in here because they're so versatile. These are the Stylus Shapes. So they are stitched. You have all kinds of shapes from banners to squares to circles. I really think that this is a must-have. And that number is 159183. Sometimes, you know, Stampin' Up, we have online products, we have last chance products, we have catalogs. Kind of hard to tell where everything's at, so I kind of like giving that number up front. Save you the trouble of looking for it. So when you have a die, you are going to want to use your base plate, number 1. Your number 2, this is just a die plate, gives a little bit of thickness. Then your acrylic plate. Take your paper, and then you can also take this. Now sometimes what I do, let me grab it, I'll show you. You can just go ahead and die cut this and it's no problem, but sometimes with the stitching, it wants to stick a little bit. And I also recommend this if you're using very thin dies. But just take a piece of wax paper, put it on top of your cardstock, put this here, and it's going to help pull that out easier. And it also, believe it or not, it kind of leaves a little residue in there from when you're die cutting other ones. So just make sure you're on there. You can tell I'm thrifty. I didn't give myself much room. So I will put this on here. Make sure your plate is down. Make sure it's on there. Okay, make sure you're even. Every time I put it down, it wants to move. It's playing with me because I normally have a backup piece just in case I mess up, but I don't. Okay. So with this here, see how easy it pops off with the wax paper? And again, you don't have to do that every single time, but because it'll stay waxy, but then just pull the wax paper off. So there's my circle. So next, I'm going to emboss. So when you emboss, we have two types of embossing folders. I have this one here. So I'm going to use the Soft Waves. This is a Soft Waves folder. It's huge, which is really cool. And it's just a regular embossing folder. So your sandwich is going to be a little bit different. You're going to take, y'all know I like to just tape the inside flap so I don't have to undo that every time. And then I can just pull this out. Slides in and out, saves your envelope. But here, I'm just going to pop this in the swirl. And anywhere is good because it literally is just a swirl. But since it's thin, I am going to use 2 acrylic plates. Now, I could put an acrylic plate down and put this and sandwich it. But really, I just want the thickness. What you got to be careful about is, say if your plates, if they're not completely even, when they go through, it's going to go, you know, push it. And that can break a folder. You do not want that. If you do, some packing tape will get you through, but ideally it's best not to break your folder. So just use your base plate. Always put it with the folded inside. And for this, I can just layer 2 plates and put it on top. Because again, all I really want is that thickness. And I don't have to make any sandwiches. So when I take this off, I've got this beautiful swirly embossed piece. Now I have one extra folder to show you. I forgot to mention it. You just need some scrap crumb cake. So you don't need a piece this big, but the reason I have a piece that big is because I am going to be using it for my stamp clubs. So instead of, let me show you what I'm using it for so you'll understand. I'm just using it to put underneath here for my little seagull. But instead of, like, I'm cutting 30 cards for Stamp Club. So instead of trying to do this one little piece, I'm embossing one whole piece. Then I can cut all the little pieces I need. Work smarter, not harder. Not always my gift, but it is today. So here I have my crumb cake. Now this is a 3D embossing folder. So this is thicker. So you're going to do things a little bit different. I am going to just take this piece. I can slide it in as such. Okay. Again, I am going to put it, you know, the folder side first, the bend, where it bends at. But for my plates, I have to use this 3D embossing plate. So the 2 acrylic plates, the base plate, and the die plate all come with the machine. But this one here you purchase separate, but it goes on top and it's just a little bit thicker. Then when I put this through, then I have my piece that I will cut for my seagull to stand on. That's it. Isn't that cool? Okay. Ooh, lots of chatter going on. Cool. I'm going to see what I've missed. I'm so busy working. Let me see. Yes, Tinky, made it on time. Yeehaw! I'm so glad you're here. Let me see. I love the seagulls too, Evelyn. They're so cute. Another one of those things I didn't think I needed, but guess what? I need it. Yes, at the beach. Living on the coast, we need stuff like shells and seagulls and all that great beachy stuff. Oh, okay. So Isle of Man is Great Britain. So that's what Evelyn said. Evelyn, that's very cool. I did not know that. Let me see. It's the middle of the Irish Sea between the UK and Ireland. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you for joining me today. I just think that's awesome. and Heather's from the UK. Very good. So I am going to keep going here and show you what we're doing. All right. So I've got my card base, and I'm just going to fold this and put it aside and work on my front. So always give that a good crease, and I've got that there. So now I'm going to do the circle first and show you how to make a little bit of a beach scene. Very simple when you have your blending brushes. So here I have my circle that I have cut my stitch circle, and I am going to take, actually let's do this too while I've got these here. Let's stamp these 2 seagulls so they can be drying. The other seagull I will stamp on the inside when I'm done, but I like to, okay, this is a little tricky. We have Stays On black ink and we have Memento black ink. Memento is my favorite to stamp most everything with. Stays On is great when you're going to be using watercolors or something like a water base, but I think it just tends to get sticky, where Memento ink you stamp when you're using blends. But I like to use it. It really is my go-to ink for everything else. Okay, so I'll set those aside. Now when I use my blender brush later, I'm going to have to go easy because that is kind of wet, so I'll talk about that later. So to do this piece here, I am just going to take my large blending brush in good old crumb cake, the best sandy color ever. I'm going to dab it, tap off a little bit, and I hold the head because it has such a little bitty neck, and I just always kind of start light, and then you can push down. If you start heavy-handed when you push down, you might get some splotches. So I'm just kind of coming across here. A little bit more. Okay. So I have this. I'm going to leave that open for a minute, but I'm surely going to set it aside. I am notorious for sticking my finger in the ink pad. So here I've got Balmy Blue in my blue brush. So for this, again, I'm going to start light, kind of come around, and I'm going to go a little bit darker on the edges. And with it being a bigger brush, it does tend to already get in the middle. But the other thing that I like for a look is I don't always have the blue meet the crumb cake. I think it looks kind of cool to just have a little bit of a white in there. Just kind of helps separate it a little bit more. Okay. So there I have that. Now I'm going to go back to my crumb cake, and in the stamp set, it has speckles for the sand, and it also has really cute seashells. Every beach has seashells. I was stamping with my friend Debbie Wilson yesterday, and I was making the card, so she was here, so she made it with me, and she said, I've got all kinds of seashells. She said, I think I put too many. And I said, I don't think so. I said, I think I was just at Virginia Beach and you were in Avon, where you're from in North Carolina. She started laughing. They have all kinds of seashells out there. Okay, so then when you stamp off, you get a little bit of a different look. Not as heavy. Okay, so there, we, my friends, are at the beach. So I'm going to stamp, let me see. Hey friend, when I did this one, I felt like I did a little high and I wanted my birds over here. So let me do this. Let me stamp my birds first. I love having birds. So I'm going to take my Memento ink. I'll stamp them first so they can kind of be up here. And then maybe a couple back here. So see, to me, if you did something like that and just added words, I love it because you're at the beach. Already at the beach. Okay. So the other thing I'm going to do is we are going to talk about coloring. I'll set that aside for a minute. And I'm going to color these seagulls. So with Stampin' Up, there's many, many ways to color. The way that I learned originally was with our watercolor pencils. So these are great. They're very inexpensive. And I liked it because I don't actually color the entire image in. I kind of scribble my color on, and then I pull that color out with a blender brush, a blender pen, excuse me, blender pen. So I am going to use this here. They give you all the colors on the back. I'm going to go with a basic gray because I want to do a little bit of shading on my seagulls. Okay, put these aside. Okay, so as I said, when I do it, I'm not going to color in the whole image because my blender pen pulls that color out. So for here, I'll just put a little bit of color on his belly and maybe a little bit on his wing. And then over here, some more right there, and a little bit on his belly. Because I'm sorry, I don't think I've ever seen a clean seagull. I don't know what that's about, but they're just always scavenging for something. So that's what I've done, so that you can just see where I just put my color. But then I take my blender pen, and what's cool about it is it's like a clear glycerin. So you get 3 to a pack, and you have tip on each end. And don't ever throw them out when they dry out. They take a long time to dry out. But don't, because I've done bleaching techniques. I've done all kinds of things with them. So just because they're dry doesn't mean they're done. But on this one, I am trying to stay away from the Memento. As I said, it's not really a water base. I think you're fine for a little bit, but you don't want to go too much rubbing because I would be afraid that some of that black might activate. Memento is really for alcohol markers. But again, I don't like using StazOn unless I'm actually going to watercolor. So there. Now my seagulls are just, they're shaded. But those are the pencils. So if you ever get the pencils, make sure you get the pack of blender pens with them because you can really do a lot with that and it looks artistic. Now, let me do the stripes first. These are blending the Stampin' blends. So this is an alcohol-based marker, and you really, really want to use Memento with this. Because believe it or not, even though StazOn is permanent, StazOn would bleed with this. So you want to use Memento. They come 2 to a pack, and you get a light and a dark. So these are great for coloring. So what I'm going to use, this is the Misty Moonlight. I'm just going to take the light. They have a broad end, a fat end, and then they have the fine tip end. So I'm just going to take this, come in here, and color this little stripe. This, if you want a real artistic look, these are good too, because you can get the light and dark. Then I can take a little bit of the dark if I want, kind of bring in here a little bit. And then I'll just like to go back just with a little bit of the light. Now these will bleed through your paper though. So make sure you're not doing it on like your grandmother's good tablecloth or something, because they can bleed through. So you have to be careful with that. So the other thing we have is Marvelous Markers. And this is really what I wanted to talk to you about, because we have a special with Sale-A-Bration right now, and you can earn 2 packs of these, or you can get 2 packs of these free. So they're like the blends. I'm going to go through and tell you a little bit of difference in a minute. But it also has a broad end, which is great for like brush coloring and many other techniques. And then you have the small tip end. So this is really good. And the reason I also wanted to show you these is because the blends are great for coloring, but the markers do many other techniques in addition to just coloring. You can actually take the markers and color your stamp. And since it's a water-based ink, you can huff on it and all that ink comes back to life and it's moist again. You can omit things on your stamp by just coloring, ink in certain things and not others. So this here, that's our seagull, but this is what I'm talking about. It's probably easier just to show you. So the way they're similar is that you're going to store them horizontally. So never have them up or down because your ink will run to one end or the other. Store them horizontally. They both dry quickly. In fact, you have to be careful with the blends because since it's all alcohol based, they will really dry quickly because alcohol evaporates. And then they both have the two tips, the fine and the broad tip. But blends, we'll put one here and a marker there. There you go. Blends are alcohol-based. Markers are water-based. You get a light and a dark shade of the blend, but you only have single shade colors of your markers. You purchase these in combo packs, but your markers, you purchase these in color groups. So here you have the 4 color groups, the subtles, regals, neutrals, and brights. So that's the way you would purchase the Marvelous markers. Stampin' Blends will bleed through cardstock. The markers do not. I've never refilled one of these. People say you can refill them. I never have, but I do know these are not refillable. Let me see. Cannot directly color on stamps. So that's what I was talking about. If you wanted to color on your stamp for a different color to get colors, you can do this with this, but you cannot do it with a blend. So this also, a blend will dry on non-porous surfaces. So you can color rhinestones, pearls, vellum. The Marvelous markers do not, because it's a water base. So lots of great things that you can do. And the biggest reason I really wanted to tell you about the markers is because Stampin' Up! Does have the special only through February 28th, that if you join Stampin' Up! By purchasing the starter kit, you select $125 in free product and only pay $99, no shipping, and they will add, in addition to that, the Homemade Designs stamp set and 2 of the marker sets. So these typically sell for $35 each. So for just $125, you can get 2 of the markers, the stamp set, and $125 in product. And then you will be in my Stampin' family. And of course, I'm here. I'm a very active upline. I'm here to stamp with you. My team meets twice a month and to just help you with anything you need. So please contact me if you have any questions, or you can actually go to creatingwithcolleen.com to join. Okay, that's our commercial break. So let me get creating. So let me get this here. Hey, thank you, Heather. So hello, Bren. I have been keeping you in my prayers. I'll get with you later this afternoon to see how you are doing. But definitely, you have been in my prayers, and I hope Wade is gaining strength. So here I'm gonna cut these, but when I do, I don't micromanage my cutting. You know, I don't get too sloppy, don't get me wrong, but I just like to give a little bit of an edge going around. I always leave a little bit of white, and I think it helps to move your scissors and your paper to get all that around. So, dun, 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 talk amongst yourselves. So I have this here. There's one. But these little guys are so cute. So there's one. And then I will do this one. Okay. So I can't believe Sale-A-Bration is going to be over at the end of this month. Time goes so quick. In fact, if anybody knows what happened to January, please let me know. That one really went quick. And I'll come around here. But the blends and the markers are both 2 great products, but they're 2 different animals. They really do two totally different things. It just depends on what you want to do when you create. And back around, almost done, y'all. There we go. Okay. So now that I have those 2, and I've kind of stalled because I'm trying to think, what is this called? It's not a dock. Debbie and I had trouble the other day, and I remembered it, but then I forgot. It's not a dock. It's not a post. Y'all tell me what that's called, because that's what we're going to make. As I said, I embossed the whole piece because I am going to be making this with my stamp clothes. So what I'll do now, since I have my Stampin' Cut, my trimmer, I'm just going to, that's about 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to go to 3/4 of an inch here. And this is how I'll cut it for everybody. So I'm not having to do this piece by piece. And then basically, I think about 3/4 of an inch was good. So I'll just put that there. Oh, that's not 3/4. This is 3/4. Nope. Hold on, let me see. What is this? 1 1/2. 3/4 wide, cut it about 1.5, and I think that'll give you a good, definitely give you a good length. A pier. Is it a pier? My husband's watching. He needs to be able to tell me because he would know. I don't know that it's a pier. It's not a post. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's the thing they stand on in the water. How's that? So I do want to soften this up a bit. I'll put it on here. Again, take my crumb cake. And I'm just dirtying it up a bit so it doesn't look so flat. But I'm not, you know, worried about getting it all even. I just need to warm it up. All right, well, we're going to go with here because nobody else knows or is saying. Y'all are holding out on me. Okay. So, also to make this not so whatever at the top, I'm just going to round these little edges. So I want to put this on here. I'm going to put it together first because I might want to put it in different places. Now this being the swirl, like that. Let me see. I like this. I'm going to use liquid glue because I am putting it on textured paper. Let me see. Alrighty. And the liquid Tombow glue is nice and very nice and strong. So I'm going to put this here. That looks about right. Because this little guy, oh, I didn't stamp my Hey Friend. I got to do that. He's going to go here. And, of course, the other one will go at the bottom. So let me get my Hey Friend. I'm living dangerously here because I should have done that on flat. But I think I could still get it. No problem. The thing of it is, and this is where I think people make their mistake, when they stamp in their stamp pad, they get the ink all around the edges. You don't have to do that. Light is always better, trust me. So if I just tap, 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 see how I have it just on the words? Tap, 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 y'all, real easy. Then I can put it up here, and I can definitely press good, give a little wiggle, even with the texture behind it, because I'm not going to get any ink from the edges onto that. Pylon. I think it's a piling. That sounds right. That does sound about right. It's a piling on a pier. How's that? That'll work. Gosh, you couldn't tell I've lived on the East Coast for how many years? That's crazy. All right, so here I'll put my little guy because he's going to be standing like so. So I'll move that over. And the reason I also wanted to put this on before I put it on there is if that was too high, I can always move it down and just cut the edge. But now that I have that, I'll go back to my liquid glue and put this onto my cardstock. Okay, but these little guys were so fun. So now that I have that there, I'll turn it over and rub it because sometimes you have ink on your hands, and if you do, you're going to rub it on the front. Okay, so I have that. And with these little ones, I did want to put them on with some dimensionals. So here, the little ones work best for this because I can put just a couple on the body, and then I'm going to split one to hold their legs up. It really makes for a teeny tiny one, but it works. So I'll take one of these, cut it in half, and then put that there. I just don't want to see the dimensionals sticking out past their legs. Tacky. Tacky. Let me see. Oh, hey, Jane. Glad you joined in. Thank you. Jane is from Michigan. Glad you could join me today, Jane. We are making this cute little card with the Sale-A-Bration Friendly Seagulls. So I have that one. I have this. And of course, he's going to stand here. But I like how they can overlap some. Let me put him there. I like it better there. Okay. And then, of course, some Wink of Stella. And I am putting it on the beach. You really have the option of the beach or the sky. But I wouldn't do both because you want to have like a little bit of a difference in the two. So we have a shiny sandy beach, and then even on them, I'm just going to give like a highlight mark where that shadowing is instead of the whole thing, because every card does need a little bit of bling, you know, to go with it. So that is the front, but now let me show you the inside, because the inside is just as fun to make. It's like that. I mean, look at him with those French fries. Just adorable. So I'm going to take the 3 3/4 by 5 inch here, and I'm kind of doing the same. I will get my crumb cake. And again, just on the bottom. So start light and then push down pretty good. And then let me stamp some seashells. And then of course the little specks. That's the birds. Here we go. Just to give it some good texture in here. So stamp and then stamp off so you have light and darks. And then for the sky, I didn't want the whole top to be covered. I kind of wanted to highlight the center. So I'm taking the balmy blue, and again with the edge coming around. So I'm just doing the outside. Just like so. So that just gives you a cute little warm beachy scene. And then I'm going to take the cutest seagull of all. Don't tell the other ones, but the one with the French fries. And I will just kind of stamp them right here. And then I will also take, one of the things I did, what's cute about this set is it says, I love you more than chips. That's a tough one in my world too, because my favorites are cookies and chips. I love you more than French fries. I love you more than, you can write in whatever you want. But since he's holding the French fries, I definitely wanted to do, I love you more than French fries. So I put the two on the block together. And that's what I'll do for my stamp clubs, because then this way they don't have to worry about lining both of them up. Not that it's hard, because it's photopolymer, but by putting them both on here, you know, I stamped on some scrap paper first, make sure it's lined up good enough. I will just stamp that and put, I love you more than French fries. Cute. I wish I had all day to just sit and make these. Sadly, I don't. Got a lot to do, but lots of good things. I'm just doing this one like I did the front, just real quick. But I will be in the Outer Banks teaching classes and doing demonstrations at Tina MacArthur's Creations from the Heart. You can go to her Facebook page and check her out. She holds retreats in the Outer Banks. So I will be there next weekend, enjoying my time, a couple days with the ladies creating. So please check it out and come. She also has one in March, and I do believe for both, I believe she still has some spots available. But the one in March is at the Comfort Inn. So that is great. You are right on the beach. You can go for a walk. You can create. You can do whatever your little heart desires. So please check them out. Okay, I would like, where did I put all my markers? Here we go. I'm going to take, I think the crumb cake. I think French fries are like crumb cake. If not, I could also do the pecan pie. Yeah, I'll do pecan pie so it sticks out a little bit. But again, what's nice, I've got such a fine tip that I can just come across. And this one is pecan pie. I can come back with my crushed curry, get that little beak and those feet. My birds, gotta have the birds. Cute, 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 cute. So much fun. And Wink of Stella again. I love Wink of Stella because it just dries so quick. But it will add that little shimmer. So here you go. And I can put this on the inside. And I do have one more thing to add to the outside. Because when you put this much work into a card, you want people to know that it was made by you. So there's the card. But there is a stamp set. It's called Sharing Love Crafting. Sharing Loving Crafting. So you could put created with you in mind. If you ever want to still sell Stampin' Up! Cards, you do need to put the Stampin' Up! Copyright symbol on there. It just lets everybody know that that is our artwork, and they're not supposed to use it for their own gain. But here you've got the different symbols, happiness inside just to brighten your day, sharing what I love, loving what I do. That is so me. And then handcrafted by. So I'm just going to take, so I can sign this. I will get the Misty Moonlight. And I will put handcrafted by, because again, you really want people to know I made this just for you. And then what's cute, look at this, y'all. We've got French fries. We got these cute little French fries. I'll just put them right there. Now they know it was definitely made for them. So here is your finished card. How cute is that? And again, you can earn the Friendly Seagulls free during Sale-A-Bration. So I also wanted to remind you that each month I have the creativity files. Something new I started in 2025, and this is the February edition. So everyone who places a minimum $40 order will get this PDF. It's 22 pages this month, 8 different projects that you won't see anywhere else. And that has the directions, the measurements, the supplies, everything you need to create all 8 fun cards. So you can get it free with a minimum $40 purchase. You can buy it for $10.95, or it is free to my Stampin' family. So if you have joined Stampin' Up! Underneath me, you gals will get this free every month. So again, go to creatingwithcolleen.com to place your order, to join my team, to request my newsletter. And again, please do not forget, this is such an awesome deal. Even if you have been with Stampin' Up! In the past, you are free to sign up again by all means, but the starter kit special, $155 in product for only $99, and you get the handmade stamp set, handmade design stamp set, 2 sets of the markers. So that's a $91 value in addition to the $125 in product for only $99, no shipping. If you already have markers, then you can just tack on an extra $30 in free product. So it's $155 in product for just $99. But I would love to talk to you about it, so contact me if you have any questions. And if you liked what you saw today, please ring the bell. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. I appreciate you coming every Wednesday. I cannot do what I love to do without all of you and without your support. So just know I appreciate you. So let me see. So Diane was late, but watching the replay. Yeah, very good, Diane. Thank you. She's in Chesapeake too. So Jane, just a thought. If you're interested, you buy the starter kit and just get a great deal again. And there is no purchase necessary. If y'all do decide to purchase in the future, you will save a minimum of 20% on everything that you buy. But if you do absolutely nothing, you would still be active with Stampin' Up! Through July and with me. So it kind of gives you a little trial period to see if you like our community, the sharing that we do, and just to check us out. So let me see. Oh, we'll see you next Wednesday, Evelyn. So yes, I hope Brenda, I'll be calling you, honey. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Teague. Thanks, Judy. But again, if I can do anything to help you all, please let me know. And thank you for joining me near and far. I will be here next Wednesday on the 12th of February as we create together once again. So have a blessed day and make sure you do something creative. That's what it's all about. Take care now. Bye-bye.